Welcome to The Strategic Edge, the podcast for entrepreneurs and business owners who want a competitive edge in the market. They want to be seen as the expert in their industry, and they're looking for cutting edge and innovative strategies that work across industries to help them scale their business like a boss. My name is Carden, and I'm your host. Welcome to the show. Hey everyone, I want to welcome you to The Strategic Edge. This is Carden. I am your host, and I am here with Brett Lechtenberg today, and I am so excited to have him as a guest. Brett and I have been connected for quite a while now. We're in a mastermind together, and I just love a lot of the things that he is doing in his business, and I know he is going to bring massive value to you and share some cutting edge and innovative strategies that I know you will be able to go use in your business. So Brett, welcome to my show.
And thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate the kind words. Hopefully I can live up to that introduction.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. So Brett, I'm going to just let you take it over and tell everyone who you are, what you do, and just share all about yourself and your business.
Okay. So my name is Brett Lechtenberg. I live outside Salt Lake City in a community called Sandy. It's about 100,000 people. We're a suburb of Salt Lake. I have been here for about 24 years, and I originally moved here to open my first brick and mortar business, a martial arts school. And come with this August 4th, it'll be 24 years.
Wow.
We've been open. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And from there, that kind of sprung into some different businesses, a fitness kickboxing business, online coaching, creating products. I've written, I've written 7 or 8. My 8th book is in production. 5 of them I have on Amazon already. 4 of them. 4 of them were international bestsellers, #1 bestsellers. One of them was not. And I spend a lot of my time, if I'm in the martial arts school, I'm either training staff or training black belts or other master instructors. I spend about 4 hours a week in my brick and mortar business. That's my goal, is 4 hours.
Nice.
And then I spend the rest of my time developing new curriculum, coaching clients, working on what I consider my legacy project. That's the things I can leave behind for my kids and do for my students and that kind of thing. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. Graduated with a degree in operations management and a minor in economics way long ago when my hair was still all black.
Yeah, we do have that problem, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. What else would you like to know? That's kind of
think that's quite a resume that you have. I think that's fantastic. So how many books did you say again that you had? 8?
My 8th one is in production right now. It's called How to Build Unshakable Self-Confidence in Your Child. And it's all based off my work with my most recent project called Operation Limitless, where I work with my podcast that you were on.
Yes.
We focus on people that are 1% in the world at what they do, just like yourself, and finding the unique things about them and kind of figuring out what are the success principles utilized by all these different groups. And I've interviewed incredible business coaches like yourself, astronauts, Olympians, special forces, variety of different business people. Yeah, just a lot of different categories. One of my favorite interviews was with Sean Wickard, who first man to be cured of lupus and certain other autoimmune diseases at the International Institute of Health, and was, paralyzed 22 times, partially or fully, through his life, and now walks. And
oh my goodness!
Yeah, so I look for people like that.
We'll share the link to Brett's podcast as well, so you can check it out, because I really do love what he is doing. And the thing I love about your podcast is you really do have the gamut, Limitless. I mean, Operation Limitless, that kind of says it all, right? And I know for you, you've done so many things. You've been in business for so many years, as I have, and you have learned so many great things along the way. But I want to ask you, I know recently, we've all been struggling with this COVID-19 pandemic, and I know you've had to pivot and make some shifts in your business to where people were coming into your studio, the martial arts studio, all of a sudden you had to make some major changes. I would love for you to talk about that a little bit, because unfortunately we're still in the midst of that. And by the way, I did forget to tell you there are 2 rules for this podcast.
Okay.
One is it has to be fun. We have to laugh a little. We have to make it fun. And 2 is it's organic. There are no scripts, no scripted questions, anything like that. So I should have told you that at the very beginning, but
I'm good.
Anyways, Brett's a fun guy. So take it away. I would love for you to share some things that you've been able to do.
Yeah, I'll just kind of tell you how we realized there was going to be a problem, I guess. When this all started, you started hearing about this, at least I did. I'm not big on the news or doom and gloom, that kind of stuff. So I'm really selective about the inputs that I take in. We started hearing about this in end of January, actually at a just someone's birthday party. And in our martial arts and fitness biz, we had a really good January, as many fitness and martial arts studios do. And we were rolling into February. Everything's going really well. And we kept hearing more about people being scared and the coronavirus and this and that. I guess you kind of live a little bit in denial. Like, it's like some of these other things, H1N1 and some of these other things.
Well, we weren't sure. There's so much going on. We just weren't sure.
Yeah, obvious concerns, but, you're going to push forward business as usual. And for us, it was right about February 15th where all of a sudden everything just went. People coming into our facility were still coming in. Our clients, we didn't see anything with our clients. It all started with new clients and prospects. So we would get new prospects in, but people wouldn't enroll. They're just like, we're concerned right now, and we've got this issue. And they were being very vague. And it's not, when you enroll a lot of people each month and you've done it for 20 plus years, you have a pretty good indicator if somebody's not telling you the truth or whatever. Right? And it was a really, really odd circumstance for about 10 days to 2 weeks where we're just like, our enrollment percentage went from, 70% enrollment rate and upgrade rate to higher level programs to zero. To zero. And we're like, what is going on? There's something strange. And then right at the end of February, we have people who they have 5 different payment dates that they can choose for their billing payment when they make our automatic tuition. And the last payment date they can make of the month is the 25th. And all of a sudden, people on the 25th stop making their payment. Or were calling us asking for help. It's like, what is going on? This is a bigger deal. And we started researching. We called our billing company, and they're like, yeah, you're not the only one. People are starting to experience this. And then we really had to dive deep and figure out why this was such a problem. And then, of course, basically between March 1st and March 15th,
everything fell apart, right?
Everything fell apart, right? And so as it happened, we, since I, like you, do a lot of coaching on Zoom, use video platforms a lot. I've had my coaching program on Zoom for years. We just simply went, okay, we need to offer online classes to go right along with our in-person classes, just to make people feel more comfortable. And as everybody else, we figured this was going to be a pretty passing event. Maybe it's going to last for 4 or 6 weeks. So we restructured the internal part of our school, put camera right in the middle of the floor, and then we moved the students to the outside so we could teach right in the middle of the floor, be able to help the people on the outside and have the camera and everything right there in the center. It worked out really well. But, going forward, still fitness facilities, you've had your own. you rely a lot on new people coming in, and you rely a lot on those pillars of income that come from, whether it's supplements or whether it's equipment or upgrades to new
all
programs.
the different revenue streams and profit centers. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, and they all basically dry up. So you still got your billing check, which is okay, right? That's good. But as people get scared, lose their jobs, whatever, they start to, they're going to start thinking, I got to keep my house and I want to keep food on the table.
Right.
And they'll start to just automatically
cut amenities and all of those things. Yeah.
And we lost a lot of people. We lost a lot of our billing check. Fortunately, we still had, a fair number of people that are, even to this day still paying, and we're starting to get some new enrollments and starting to get some upgrades. But it, just like everybody else, we took it hard in the brick and mortar space.
Yeah.
So, and we had 2 facilities we essentially collapsed down to 1 to save rent and to offer better service, which also enabled us to cut our staff payroll, but keep everybody employed. And when it really hit here and got where you weren't even allowed to go into your business, we gave our instructors equipment that they could take home. We had it already set up on Zoom. So we were able to actually keep them employed because they teach their martial arts or the fitness class right from their house.
That's fantastic. I actually want to jump in here because you have shared, you don't even realize it because this is your story and this was your thing, right? You're in the midst of it. But I want to share with our audience a lot of the gold that you've dropped in this. Number one, you talked about the fact that you started digging deep and figuring out, okay, what's going on and then what do we need to do? So you didn't just accept your circumstances, you actually made the shifts that you needed in your business. And you started doing things online, and you even said things like to save expenses, basically to save your school, to save your business. We went from 2 locations to 1, but we were able to keep our staff, and all of those are such smart decisions. I think a lot of times, and I think your business will be completely different after this. I think you'll probably still keep the online element when things open back up. But all of those things that you have shared are ways that small business owners can make the shifts and pivots needed. And I always say the best business anyway, Brett, is an online and an offline business. To be able to merge the 2, right? And you're already doing that. You've been doing courses, you've been doing books, you've had other income streams going. There was something else that you said at the very beginning. Let me, oh gosh, I know it will come to me again, but there was something that you shared that I thought that is gold. Oh, I know what it was. You said, well, I don't watch the news. I don't get into the negative. That's a huge component that a lot of people don't realize. When you are trying to run a business, you have got to protect your mindset. You've got to protect your business. You have to keep your head in the game. Would you not agree?
Absolutely. Managing your inputs, being selective about your inputs to me is absolutely vital.
Absolutely.
Because A, just like you said, the mindset, but B, your habit creation and continuation of your positive habits, and then being able to control your time.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And that was, and one of my books is on that very specific title. It was called Reclaiming the Clock, and it was a whole bunch of things that I learned through different mastermind groups, working with decamillionaires and people are now, one of them's a billionaire, on the way they protected their mind and the way they look at time, and then my studies with Operation Limitless and these other people. That's where it all came about. But I really do manage my inputs.
Yes. And I do as well. There is massive, massive value in that. And for people who maybe are just starting out in business, or they're an entrepreneur, or maybe they haven't really understood this yet, people that are successful, they really limit anything negative, the news. It's not like they don't stay aware. We stay aware of what's going on, but we do not absorb it. We don't live it. We don't breathe it. We focus on what we have control over. We focus on what we need to do to move our business forward. And so I love that you actually, shared that, and you're living what you teach. And so that's, that's an important piece as well, that we're actually doing what we're teaching others to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, I, that's one thing. I never want to be incongruent with what I do versus what I tell somebody else. Right? There's plenty of people that do that. That doesn't need to be me.
Yes. Yes.
So,
So he has given a lot of value here, had to pivot, had to shift, went online, started creating a new way of doing business, still keeping his old way, but kind of condensing that and collapsing that a little bit. Not giving up. That's a huge piece that a lot of people don't realize. I think a lot of people just give up too easy. I'm not one of those people. That's why I've built 6 businesses. I have been around for a long, long time. I know you're not one of those people either.
yep.
So people are in different stages in their business that will be listening to this podcast. But I think you're limitless just says it all anyway, because that's really, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that's what we have, right? It's limitless, the amount of money we can make, the impact we can make. So great insights there and things that you've shared. So share something. One of the things that I love about just getting to know Brett, and one of the things that I love about what he's doing is that's okay. They are making a huge impact with students and with confidence, and helping these kids be better in life. It's not about martial arts. Like, martial arts is the vehicle that he's using. Is that not right, Brett?
Yeah, it's purely the vehicle to reach people.
Yes. But what they're doing is they're actually using that platform, that vehicle, to reach people, to change these kids' lives and to help them be better people and be better in their life and everything they do, from school to how they treat their family to how they treat people. Right? Is that not accurate?
That's 100% true. Our leadership program is specifically designed for people who are in the martial arts, or the people that want to be martial artists, but also leaders in their community. We do special events once a month that we call Leadership Super Session. We have a couple times a year, we do special events in the community. Our biggest one is around Christmas time, where we break our school, all our members up and their families into teams. We name the teams, then we give one of our instructors becomes the team captain. They pick a co-captain. And then the goal is to see how much toys, money, or resources they can raise as a team that we give out in the community.
Wow.
And we typically do that. We go from just before Thanksgiving till right before the schools close each year at Christmas. So we can make sure we make those donations to whether it's schools or the Boys and Girls Club or homeless shelters or whoever we may need it.
I want to stop you right there, because he has just given you a massive strategy. He has just given you a strategy that not only reaches the community and impacts more people, but it makes a difference in the world, right?
Yeah.
But it's also a business strategy, because look at the exposure that your business will get to elevate your brand and elevate your school and all of those things. So I just wanted to throw that out before I forgot it.
Sure. No worries.
So no, I love it. Good stuff. Keep going.
And so over the years, we've raised about $300,000, a little over $300,000.
Wow.
Essentially in toys and food for different organizations in our community.
That's fantastic.
I used to have a nonprofit foundation for a few years where we did what we call breakathons. We every year we have these contests, and then the winners, we do a party for the winners, and we give them an award. And everybody in our school that takes part, we don't force people to do it. But everybody who takes part gets special recognition on their uniform. We find a special patch. They put that on. And the only way you can earn those patches is through community service.
Nice.
And then every year, twice a year, we have black belt testing. One of those starts tonight. And they bring in what we call their black belt board, which is a really big board they create with all the different memories of their training throughout the years. And a lot of them will highlight this charity work that they've done. And we encourage them. We give them sheets so that they can keep track of their accomplishments. And since we have so many kids and teens that have been with us through the years, we use it to help them build their resume, whether it's to go to college or get their first job or whatever. And we know that people are not very good at tracking that stuff. So we provide them those tools in their student manual. And then when it's time for them to go off to college, I'll usually remind them, hey, you've got all this stuff on your black belt board. Did that go on your college application? Have you put it on your job application? When you were going to meet with West Point or Air Force Academy or whoever, don't forget that these are the things that they're looking for. We've actually brought in people from West Point and the U.S. Air Force Academy and had them come speak. And they helped me design a resume program for people. So that's something else that we have done through the years, and we continue.
Those are incredible, fantastic things that you're doing to make a difference. And the thing, again, I'm looking for the strategies that people can realize when they're listening to this show, that they can use these strategies across any industry.
Sure.
And these same things can be used in any type of business. I think too often businesses open up and they never do anything beyond just running their business. They don't do any kind of outreach. Or I know when I was, building my businesses, we were always in the community doing something from cancer events to just anything and everything, that was relevant to health and that type of thing. And we were always doing fundraisers and giving back. And that's such a huge way to promote your business, but also to really let people see that you care about the people. And the thing that I love that you said is, you're building the recognition of the people. I think a lot of corporations could take this advice, right? You're building up the people. It's you're making them, again, building that confidence, helping them feel valuable. And oh my gosh, I just love it. And I think there needs to be so much more of that in business. In general, just across the board, build the value in people. I know as I'm working with people to help them really, especially coaches and consultants, I, work with coaches and consultants to help them elevate their brand and do all of that. One of the things that I often have to do is build up their value so that they understand the value that they really have.
Yep.
To promote and position themselves in the marketplace. So I love that you're doing more than just a martial arts studio. I mean, it's fantastic. Kudos to you. You're doing a great job. I love it. That. So we didn't share what kind of martial arts you actually do, because there's multiple different types.
Our base martial art is Taekwondo and Hapkido, the Korean styles. So, but I'm a believer. I kind of look at martial arts as three ways. I told my students this. I said, you can be a stylist, you can be a martial artist, or you can be a martial scientist. I said, whichever way you go is awesome. And I just explained it to them this way. A martial artist, a stylist is someone who jumps into one martial art, say Taekwondo, and that is their thing. They found that as their passion, and that's what they then train and study for the rest of their life. And that's awesome. You can become a martial artist, and I look at that as you typically will go out and train different martial arts styles and get black belts in multiple arts, right? And look at the commonalities and how that best fits for you. And then there's what I call a martial scientist, which you're doing multiple martial arts, but you also go deep into like tactical world, bodyguard, close quarters protection, nutrition, biomechanics. There's a lot of things that go into that. So I have much more of a holistic approach, and that's my personal philosophy of where I like to see people go, and I've done for myself, but I encourage them either way. Whatever is best for you, I just tell them the sign on the door does not say personal average martial arts. It says personal mastery martial arts.
I love it. I love it. I actually took Taekwondo for several years with my son and my daughter, and I got to the brown belt level. So that was as far as I went, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved the discipline of it. And I loved, and the same thing, that the person that I was taking it under had been around many, many years. He was so brilliant. And in fact, he just retired, I think about a month ago.
Oh, wow.
But I also have a godson that went to the Junior Olympics with Taekwondo, and he runs his own studio now in Virginia. So,
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely some things there that are relatable. But so let's think about, share some fun strategies. You shared some cool things that you're doing in the community and some of the contests and some things like that. Share one or two strategies that you think make your place more fun than in what you're doing. Because business should be fun, right? We should love it. We should enjoy it, and share some fun things.
Okay. Well, the number one thing is, and it was my philosophy, is that your staff, your team are going to treat your clients the way you treat them. And so, we are very, very diligent about staff training.
Mm-hmm.
We have, with COVID, it got a little bit dismantled there, but because we had such a strong staff training program, we were all able to pivot instantly, right? And so we make staff training fun. We treat them really well. And because of that, our people that come in are treated well and they have fun. So I think our general philosophy inside our brick and mortar business is always about fun, right? And when you can connect the dots for people and show them how they're improving and how appreciative you are of them, and then let them realize that they're creating their success. We might be there kind of as a mentor, as a guide, but they're creating their own success. That makes the element of fun dramatically rise. Right. So that would be the primary thing inside the brick and mortar business. The other thing too is we're always, as Limitless, our Operation Limitless implies, we're always looking for something that's unique or different, right? Mm-hmm. So, for example, this black belt test that starts tonight, runs through tomorrow, is all outside in our back parking lot. It's not what anybody would consider a traditional martial arts test. They're only going to be in partial uniform. They're just going to wear T-shirts and their belt and pants because it's going to be 100 degrees out. Mm-hmm. We have come up with different ways to make that fun for them, so that they're trying new things. We've got people doing fire breaks that haven't done that before. We've got people doing different types of weapon skills that inside the confines of four walls and a roof, some things have to get abridged a little bit. Your creativity gets kind of packed into that space. Mm-hmm. We've got some people that are doing some stuff that they've worked out that is just phenomenal.
Nice. And by the way, he does have some videos on his Facebook page that I have been watching that are very, very cool. And we'll again drop his link so you can go follow him on social media as well. But sorry to interrupt there. No.
So things like that. With my coaching clients, I always try and help them. I think you and I are really on the same page. Our clients, they don't always understand their true value and the impact that they're making. And when you can start connecting those dots for them, that's really fun, right? That to me, that's supercharging for me, and it is for them. And I'm sure you probably have many similar stories like that. Mm-hmm. So trying to bring something unique, I think as long as it's done it's meant to be brought along in a positive, it always makes things fun and keeps people going, this is cool. I want to be around this environment.
Exactly. And a couple of things here. You haven't been in business for 20 plus years because you're boring and nobody wants to come in and it's just all right. And that's the one thing. And really what it boils down to is customer service and how, really how you treat people. And I have to tell you, that is so, in today's marketplace, that is almost non-existent. I think if people can build a customer service, if they can build up their customer service in their business, trying to figure out what I'm trying to say here, they can already have a market advantage because it is so horrible at this time. I mean, it has been for a long time. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We realized the power of this early on in the martial arts, because going into a martial arts school can be intimidating for people. They think what they see on TV, like Chuck Norris or somebody kicking somebody on Walker, Texas Ranger, back in the day, and before that, Bruce Lee movies, that is dangerous. And then they see the Karate Kid movie and they go, that was really awesome. My kid needs that kind of discipline, but they still think they're going to get punched in the face when they come through the door. Mm-hmm. We tell them, hey, you're not going to get punched in the face till day 3. This is a great time.
I love it. It sounds like business, right? It's all good until day 3. we just found the value in making people feel comfortable, feel like family, right? The name of our school is Personal Mastery Martial Arts and Family Success Center. Oh, wow. See, that says it all.
Right. Very and so good. We try and live up to that. Mm-hmm. And
I love it.
Yeah, because it's scary. Whatever you can do to make people feel more comfortable and feel like they're part of a group, right? That's powerful.
Yeah.
Building culture.
You have shared so much value here. I mean, build culture. Don't watch the news. Make things fun. Get out into the community. Do events that do things that build confidence in people and build value in people. Change people's lives. Impact people. I always say too, when I'm working with business owners to help them in their business, I'm helping them with their business. But what it's really doing is helping them with their life. It's changing their life. They get their life back. They get their family back. Relationships are better. Just everything is better when their business is better. And so it just goes deeper than, I'm a business consultant or a business coach. You're helping the person, you're helping the people. That's really what it's all about. Right. And you're helping them be better for their people as well. So, no, I love it. You have given such great value. I'm going to ask you, and you can say yes or no, but hey, show us some moves. I said we're going to make it fun. Can you show us any moves?
I'll give you my favorite move from, did you see Meet the Parents? Ben Stiller?
No, I haven't seen that.
So it happened to be on just the other day, and I told my wife, this is my favorite all-time martial arts move coming up. She says, what? There's no martial arts move in this. And it's at the very end of the movie. The movie's over, and Ben Stiller is having this imagined conversation with his father-in-law, but he's having it with this toy. But what he doesn't know is the toy has a camera in it, and he's being watched at that moment. Uh-huh. And finally, as the movie ends, he spins around. He goes, "Deal with that." So that is my favorite martial art movie.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I love it. I love it. I don't know if I remember any of my stuff. It's been a lot of years, but oh my gosh, so much fun. But yes, I have broken boards. I've kicked boards. I've done all of that and chopped boards. So yes, I can identify with all of that.
That's awesome.
So fun. So fun. All right, Brett, anything that you want to share, how our audience can get a hold of you, how they can follow you, how they can become part of your school, and just give it all to us.
Sure. I'm pretty easy to find on Facebook. It's just my name, Brett Lechtenberg, on Facebook.
And we'll post the links too.
Yeah. If you're interested in any of my materials, if you just go Google or go into Amazon, just put my name in the search bar, you'll find my anti-bully, anti-cyberbully book. And one of the things for a group of my students, I published a book for them, and we made them bestsellers too, so they could put that on their college resumes and that kind of thing. But for this group, my Reclaiming the Clock book, which was my biggest seller, you can find that on there and get the Kindle version. It's
nice. Right? There are a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners that could use that as well. So,
and it was really designed to be a workbook for people. Take them through exercises so they could start to scientifically manage what I call impact zones. It's based on circadian rhythms and limiting information and basic rules for how to really take back all your time and expand your life in the most positive way in those arenas. So that would be a good way. If they're interested in the Operation Limitless stuff, you're a featured guest on there, and I think your podcast actually goes up next week.
Oh, hey, all right, everyone.
It's the featured podcast next week. So that's there. My website is in the process of being rebuilt, so it's up and live at the moment. But the new site, sometime over the next few days, is supposed to take over. So, but BrettLechtenberg.com is the easiest way to find out the most stuff.
Awesome. We'll post all of those links, obviously, in the show notes and with the podcast. And Brett, this has been fun, and it's really even been able to give us an opportunity to get to know each other even better. And so I love it. But you have shared, oh my gosh, so many strategies, you guys. I hope when you come to my show, you're taking notes, because everyone is going to be dropping their value bombs. They just are. So great information, great things. You're definitely brilliant and an expert in your field and what you do. And thank you so much for being a guest on this show.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you. And thank you for what you're doing with your clients and what you're doing with the community and the things that you're bringing to the world, because the more information we have that's easily implementable, right, for people, implementable, that's a word.
It is now.
It is now. Is really powerful, because people don't need more information. They need strategy to be able to implement, right? And that's
absolutely. And they need help. It's a busy world, right? It is just a busy world. And I think people are more overwhelmed than any other time. And so, yes, they actually need that help, and they need that human interaction, that human side-by-side guidance and support. That's what I do. That's what you do. And so I absolutely love it. Brett, thank you again so much. And for everyone listening, I hope you took notes. I hope you wrote down these strategies, because I am helping my guests really share strategies that can be cutting edge and used across industries. And that is a really important factor to understand. I think too many people get stuck in their box. Well, this is what my industry is doing, and so this is what I need to do. The best industries, people, are going to come from outside of your industry, or the best industries. The best strategies are going to come from outside of your industry. It's important to be outside the box in the marketplace today, right?
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more.
So, Brett, thanks again, and I'll be talking to you soon. Have an amazing day. Thanks, everyone. Until the next show, have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.